Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Saturday, September 9th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 36 of 2023, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 71 degrees with a high of 79 and a low of 62. Not too bad. Welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship. Hi, Linda. Giggles and laughs, pretty pictures. And look, even if you don't color, come in just for the companionship. I have got the best peeps in the world. We always have a good time. So just come in and say hello. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat. That's always fun. Welcome to my Facebook peeps in my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, who will see this broadcast when I download it to my group in Facebook. And again, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. So plenty of ways to see me and see this broadcast. And that's good. All right. So let me do something here real quick. Hey, Sandy. Hello. So, this is tonight's agenda. I always have 3 projects on deck to color. Sometimes I don't get to all 3. It just depends if I get super involved in one of them or 2 of them. But anyway, the first one is always a freebie duet, which means I get you a picture from one of my books. My books are always say always Jubilee. And this is the current one that we are doing. It's quilling. And this is from my book, Happy Mother's Day, Mom, Jubilee. And we've been working on this. And then I've got, I'm coloring out of Find Color. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. This is the project I'm working on. Been having a lot of fun doing this one for you. Beautiful lady in a tree here, tree goddess, and then we have a Japanese lady down here. If it's in your budget, I highly suggest this book. It is on Amazon, and if you like, I can send you the affiliate to it, which means when you purchase it, we get a few pennies from the sale. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it supports the group. The third project that I'm working on is from Ellie Marks, Victoriana. This is a great book. Love it as well. And I've been working my way through this for you. Did a little bit on the background here. to show you some ideas for it. did the gold around the mirror, and also I did the skin tones on here. And as you can see, we've got a veil here, so the colors behind the veil are diffused just a little bit. All right, and then tonight, this is my newest release. I'm going to do a walkthrough of it. Hey Dorothy. Da 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 da. Birds of a Feather Jubilee, Volume 1. And oh my gosh, you guys are going nuts over this book. Let me adjust my camera again. There we go. I'm so glad you like this book. Linda has already picked up a copy of it. She purchased it sight unseen. Linda, did you get your book yet? So let me start flipping through. This is the cutest thing. Oh, you get it tomorrow. Well, good. Now you'll have something to look forward to. So what I did on this, Birds of a Feather. Oh, let me pop over to the back first so you can see that and get an idea. Isn't that cool? This is a partial coloring guide. For anybody that has cockatiels, I've got one of those in there. The swan, obviously, the lovebirds. I have peacock feathers. Excuse me. Cute little ostrich here. So yeah, it's pretty comprehensive. This is I believe this is a heron right here. Pretty sure that's what it is. Flamingo. So yeah. So let me get going on this. You should recognize this. This is the cover. Anne-Marie Mouse did this for me. Isn't that ridiculously cute? All right, let me lift this up just a little bit. So let me get flipping through here. You'll have to let me know if something strikes your fancy. I thought this one was I'm sorry, it just makes me laugh every time I see it. Check out the swan. And yes, you can do a beautiful job on the swan here. You get your pond color. You get your grays, a little bit of blue in there. I thought this was just drop dead gorgeous. So Linda, I'm hoping that this is exciting you. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? You know, I like to show close-ups and dramatic pictures for you, and all my books go edge to edge. And this one is sure recognizable. We did this as a duet. Hold on, let me pull that real quick. So this one I gave away as a freebie. And then this is the black and white version of it. Isn't that cool? I've seen different versions of this one. Luba did her bird in yellows. Check it out. And I love this one, this owl here, because it disappears into the wood. You could have a field day with this. You make the owl the color of the tree and then add just a little bit of color on the face. So make the owl disappear into the tree. Love birds. Linda, what do you think so far? So we've got a mix of line art and light grayscale, and then our clouds in the background. Look at that, isn't that cute? I don't want to spend too much time on going through this, but you guys always ask me to show you what I got, so this is hot off the press. Love this duck. Isn't that beautiful? Do a search on Google to look and see how to color that. And I love these birds near the water. And then of course here's our, again, I want to say that's a heron. Look at the beautiful background down here and then the bird itself. Now, you don't have to go with heron colors. You can go with any color that you want. Look at this one. I think this is a titmouse. If any of you guys know your birds, let me know. When I do future books with birds in it, I'll label what the birds are. Here's a fantasy bird. And what do you think of that picture? Isn't that cool? Your grandson just went duck hunting today and got 2 of them. Isn't that beautiful? And you know that I always like to put interesting pictures in my book of something going on. Love this one. What do you guys think of this picture? Do you like it? And here's another line art mixed with some light grayscale. Here's a neat little bird in the winter time. Here's that beautiful flamingo. Again, look up on Google to get ideas how to color it. You could have a field day with this one. Love this one. And I love the backgrounds in there. I worked on that background for you. Another set of lovebirds. Isn't that beautiful with the seagull? Pelican. Oh, come on. So I hope you're as excited about this book. Oh, little duckling here. A little peep. a little fluff bum. And for those of you that are fans of roosters, look at that spike there. And then here's the picture that I included with just the feathers of the peacock. This will be glorious when it's colored up. Here's the picture on the back of it. I thought this one with the fence post was pretty cool. So you get the idea of the book. When you do this eagle, do it in the grays, some grays in there. Blue jay. Popped in another swan. Come on, let's get... Almost done, guys. This one here, you can have fun with all the colorful flowers around it, which was the point of doing this one. We got a parrot in the background with a colorful background. I'm sorry. A parrot in the foreground with a colorful background. And look at this hummingbird. Isn't that gorgeous? Almost done. Linda, you still excited about the book? I love the contrast of the wood in here. Here's another one of these little puffy things. And again, you guys know that I like the close-ups of things when I'm putting them in a book. So I've got both close-ups, and just like I did with the, yeah. So, you know, we've got distance things with stuff going on around it, and close-ups. You've had parakeets, lovebirds, a condor, and cockatiels in your life. Yeah. This makes me laugh. So I have 2 ostrich pictures. And look at this. One of you will have a field day with that. Isn't that gorgeous? And of course, you know, I'm always going to thank you for your purchase. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Those of you that purchase my books, thank you. All right. And then the back cover again. Alrighty. Let me put something away here. And grab something else. So that's my book, Birds of a Feather Jubilee, Volume 1. Alrighty. Let's get on to the good stuff here. So we've got this quilling page. I'm going to grab my paper towel. And I'm going to grab my scratch sheet. Oh, Linda, thank you so much. Very kind of you to say that. So, am I the only one that uses a little scratch sheet of paper to test out colors before I color? Who else does this? I'm just curious. Sandy, you use one. Linda, you use one. Okay. Oh, Dorothy, I'm glad you love this book. Thank you. I can't decide if I want to use my chalks or my eyeshadow. No, Vicky, it's not food. Good girl. Okay. So I stopped on this last night at the background. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a green background. And of course I have my sponge tip applicators, which I absolutely adore. You know, I talk about them all the time when I pull them out. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous. Who's coloring this with me tonight? I think sponge tip applicators are absolutely, hands down, the best for applying chalks and eyeshadow. Linda, you're coloring with me. Sandy, you got these. Sandy, what do you think of the sponge tips? Oh man, is this beautiful. And make sure that you get a good smooth application. on your background. I would be lost without my sponge tip applicators. Yeah, you got the big pack when I talked about them? Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm using my lightest green, and I'm using it as my overall color, and then I'll go back and fine tune it. Oh, you got your 2 Chinese coloring books today. Oh, wonderful. That's exciting. Now again, I'm just applying my light color. Sandy, were they wrapped beautifully, or how is the packaging on them? Now, the trick on this background is that you're going to make sure that on the areas that are not shaded, your eyeshadow is blended very smoothly and that your color is consistent. Anybody have questions about using eyeshadow as a background color? Now again, this is just my light green. Oh man, I gotta grab some water. Excuse me a minute. Check it out. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, now on the right hand side of your picture, it's a little bit darker than it is on the left. So I'm going to take my next green color, which is a little bit darker, and apply it to that right hand side. Now, I have not shaded yet the coils of paper on here. I'm just working the background as a whole. Let me pull out again. Check it out. Does anybody have any questions about the eyeshadow? Don't be shy. Oh, love it. All right, let me brush that. Okay, so now we're going to come in with our darkest, and I'm going to play around with a blending stump to do that. Because I need the accuracy of the point. See how beautifully that works out? Any questions about that? You might not have thought about doing that before with a blending stump, but it works perfectly. Has anybody else ever used a blending stump to apply eyeshadow? Or is this a new concept to you? And notice how I'm picking up the crumblies from here and using it over here. And then we'll blend that out a little bit. Check it out. I'll have to tell Sandy when she comes back. All right, let's get that blended a little smoother. All right. And of course, it always helps when I'm on camera. Check it out. Okay. And let's go up underneath the hat. And guys, what's the definition of a good blend? I can usually depend on Linda to give me this answer. Who wants to tell me the definition of a good blend? Okay, let's go over here underneath this other arm. Okay, Sandy, thank you. Okay, Sandy, what you missed while you were gone? Yeah, as Linda has the answer, when one color completely disappears into the next color. Okay, Sandy, I'm using my blender stump, and I'm using it to accurately place my shading, my eyeshadow for the shading. And it's a great way to do it. Nice and accurate. Check it out. It's a neat little technique. Now, notice how I'm going back and picking up the loose powder here. And using it to pop in the blending for the other areas. So far I've used three greens. Linda, what do you think of this blending idea? To use a blending stump. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday to one and all, says Maggie. Alright, let me brush this off. Need to blend this better. And let me pull out and show you this so far. Maggie, I'm using a blending stump and eyeshadow. So that I have a way of accurately putting my darkest eyeshadow color around the objects on this page. So I used my sponge tip applicators to do the general background. And now I'm using my blending stumps to accurately get in between everything. It's pretty neat. And it works perfectly. So I have a question for you guys. So last night I was watching Nicolas Cage in Lord of War. Excellent movie. And I got curious as to see if that movie was based on a book, which it is. And I've also been looking into finding the Godfather book. I'd like to read that. So last night I stumbled across I can't think of the name of it, the Budget Book Place online. And where Amazon wanted like $20 for The Godfather, I found it on this book site for like $5. So I ended up ordering that book and then the one with the Lord of War. So my question is, have any of you read the book The Godfather? Okay, so let me get my extra little powder here. Linda, you have not? Anybody else? Maggie, you have not? Oh man, guys, look at this whole piece. What do you think? Okay, so now I'm going to use the other side of my stump. And do an overall blend. So I've got 3 shades of green with this eyeshadow. The light for the overall color, the medium for this right hand side, and then my dark for the area right around the objects. And the concept that I wanted to introduce to you tonight is using your blending stump to accurately place eyeshadow in small areas. And then I'm going to use my clean hand. You know, I wash my hands before I come on air. And I'm going to do just an overall blend with this. Okay. Let me put my eyeshadow away. And let me grab a baby wipe here. Clean off my hands. And I'm going to use a my baby wipe just to also clean any eyeshadow that got on my top here. Okay. I just noticed a little spot there. All right. Now, I'm going to take my little gummy eraser here, and I'm just going to go around the outsides on top of my colored picture next to where I put the eyeshadow, and just pick up that extra eyeshadow that may have gotten on the pencil. Takes 2 seconds. Nothing elaborate. And then the other thing that I'm going to do, this area right here is calling to me to make it a little bit lighter. So right in the center here, I'm going to very lightly use my gummy eraser and lighten up that center portion. Nothing earth-shattering. I just want to create that little lighter hue in the center. And then I need to make sure where I ended that lighter area is just to make sure, because I've erased away a little bit of the eyeshadow, is just to make sure that the edges of that light area are blended into the remaining eyeshadow. Can you guys see where I'm lightening that a little bit? And what that's doing is that's also making our colored quilling stand out more. Okay. Payne's gray pencil. A little bit of enhancement on the darker portion of the green around the figures. Isn't that beautiful? Butterfly kiss with your pencil, meaning very, very light. Check out how cool that enhancement looks. Am I driving you guys nuts? What a difference. So if anybody, have any of you seen that movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage? Now, I want you to notice how adding that little bit of outline where we have our darker shading with the Payne's gray really pops this piece. Check it out. What a difference. All right, so let's pop over to this side. On our daughter here, we'll do the same thing. And notice when I do it, I blend it out. All right. And then I need to hit underneath the arm here. Can you guys see the difference? Now you can go ahead and use your blending stump to blend in that gray. And all I'm doing is kicking in a little extra gray and shading around the shadow areas. And it's so subtle. When you add it. And what a difference it makes. Questions, comments? All right, one more area and I think we got it. Yes, Maggie, I used 3 shades. I used a light, medium, and dark, relatively speaking, a light, medium, and dark green. And what I did is I went over the whole thing in light green. My medium green was mostly to the right because that's a dark area. And then my dark green around the shaded areas of the figures. Okay, one more little spot and then I'm about to call this done. Use your Payne's Gray very sparingly, guys. Guys, I think I can call this one done. There you go. And if you don't mind, I'm going to take a second to spray this. There we go. You're going to hear a little clacking. Hi, Kathy. Let me come in a little closer so you can just see detail, guys. Okay, give me a second, guys, so I'll spray this. And I'm going to turn my fan on a second. Just to clear my studio. There you go. And as I always tell you, the Krylon spray always makes it a little brighter. All right, let me grab a little water. Thank you, Kathy. Okay. So let me go ahead and put my mark on it, and I'm ready to move to the next project. Okay. So what do you guys think of this project, this quilling project? I know some of you weren't exactly thrilled when I started it up. Did you guys change your minds? And I know that some of you, well, like I said, you weren't exactly thrilled with it. But you guys know that I tend to do different things just to expand your skills. That's the whole point. Okay. Next project. So last night I was showing you how to add your mauve color to this piece. Now, the really neat thing on this, with this paper, is that when you finger blend it, it, for lack of a better word, smudges beautifully. And the other thing that I want you to notice about this particular piece is that everywhere that there is shading, I'm using the mauve color. And I've done different projects for you where I've done that, is used a color for the shading instead of using the darker version of whatever the general color is used on a piece. It's a nice little change up when doing projects. And right now I'm using my mauve. And I'm just shading this in just a little bit darker. Anybody remember what I blended with to smooth this out? What did I use last night to smooth out this mauve out? And the answer is the Faber-Castell 103 Ivory Pencil. Now, guys, if you're going to be part of this group, you need to be coloring the duets with me. Even if they take you out of your comfort zone. Okay, so let me zip back to the right here. Let me grab my Faber-Castell 103. And smooth this out. Can you guys hear the pencil on this paper? No, you can't hear it? Okay. It's making a very satisfying sound. Oh, gotta trust me on that one. Now, guys, when I'm doing something like this, I want you to think about the technique that I'm using. So, in this case, it's using the Faber-Castell 103 over my mauve. And the neat thing about doing that, let's see something here. The neat thing about doing that is it's creating a very soft and delicate looking color. Let's see something up here near the hair. Now, be careful with your paper in this book. Yeah, it does have, exactly, Sandy, it's got a lot of tooth to it. Sandy, how's Gracie doing? You haven't mentioned anything about her lately. Now, when coloring on this paper, you don't want to fight it. You want to embrace it. And as Sandy mentioned, yes, it's got a lot of tooth on it. And that's what you need to incorporate into your design and coloring. Sandy, it's not a matter of whether it's good or bad. It's just embracing what's there. Gracie is great. She played a lot today when we went to your friend's camp. Oh, guys, look how beautiful this is. So to work with the tooth on this paper, I'm using my first pencil color, and then I'm coming back and using my Faber-Castell 103 Ivory. And what this ivory is doing, like I said, it is creating a very soft, light look that you associate with Oriental. Okay, Linda, thank you. Oh, she can get out of her playpen now. I left her out yesterday for 3 hours, I'm assuming. First time, 4.5 hours while out, and she did great. Good. Sandy, I haven't asked you about Tony lately. How is he doing? Did he go on vacation with you? Okay. So is everybody squared away with the idea of using... Oh, he's doing great. Doing good. You just went, the two of you. All right. Who took care of Gracie while you were gone? Okay, Linda, thank you. Oh, how pretty is this? All right, let me pull out. Yeah, the description in the book, Linda. The book is beautiful with watercolor appropriate paper. Also works amazing with colored pencils. Yep. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little bit of shading here around the outside. Linda, you got your book? Oh, not yet. Okay. Where did you get that description? Now I'm using the side of my pencil. You got it on the Amazon site, right? Yeah, I just answered my own question. I've got a little leaf here that I missed. There we go. Okay. Right hand side. mauve background. Blending with my Faber-Castell 103. And if you, like I said, if you feel that you need to add a little bit more of the mauve, which I do, go ahead and do that. Sandy, you went to Michael's yesterday and they now have self-checkouts they want people to use instead of ringing people out. Don't get me started. Did they even have lanes open that had somebody to help? It absolutely blows my mind that all these retailers are going to self-checkout and then they're turning around and crying in their beer about theft. I mean, my gosh, what did they think was going to happen? And then what they're doing now is they're spending all this technology for anti-theft. They had one open, but teaching people to use self-checkouts. I hate self-checkouts. I do too. I refuse to use them. I was just getting a few pencils and had a voucher and only owed 54 cents and wanted to pay cash, but they only take cards. So Walmart now is spending all this money in anti-theft technology And from what I'm reading in some Walmart stores, as you guys know, you've got to get somebody to use a key to open up a display in order to get what you're trying to buy. I don't like, Kathy says you don't like the self-checkout. I'm sorry, but the kiosk doesn't pay the bill. Yeah, in one of the Atlanta Walmart stores, they've got actually armed guards by the door, police. And in some of the stores, they're adding police substations. Yeah, I don't want to bag my own stuff. Forget that. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little bit of color to the other side. Yeah, one person watching 8 people check out. How do you watch that many from stealing and not scanning their items? Yeah, and you know, in a store like Michael's where you have small items, you know, like pencils or art supplies or a package of beads or something like that. How is that not being stolen? Walmart apparently has a lot of security cameras by their checkouts. I can't believe that the impact of all the theft since they've gone to self-checkout is less than paying wages to people. I mean, these stores are losing money in the billions. And what doesn't make sense to me as well is if they're using self-checkout to reduce staff needs, what happens in the rest of the store when you need help with something, especially when product is locked up now? Maggie, you accidentally walked out with 2 12-packs of soda on the bottom of my cart. Did not notice until you got to your car, and this was after having my receipt checked. You went back in and paid for them. No thank you or anything, just a glare. What store was that, Maggie? Okay, let me pull out. Walmart. And the other really interesting thing too is because of this self-checkout and all the security and everything else that's going on with that, that means that Walmart associates have to interact with the customer more, especially if they end up confronting somebody for stealing. And confronting somebody, having to have an employee confront somebody is downright dangerous. Okay. Yeah, people are rude today. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and darken up this hairline a little bit. This part, you better be right if you accuse someone of stealing if they prove they didn't. Yep. And there have been stories of people who have gone into a Walmart and have been accused of stealing and end up in a legal hassle and having to get an attorney and, yada, yada, yada. Guys, check this out. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, once you're accused of something like that and start to go through the process of that accusation, even if you're innocent, it can cost a lot of issues. I mean, Walmart stores are, it's like they're becoming armed camps, you know? I do all my shopping online. I have my groceries delivered from Walmart. Guys, what do you think? So I still have to work on the nose, the lips, and then we're going to go down and work on Our Lady with the parasol next time I get on this. Okay. So Kayla shops online but goes and picks it up. How come she just doesn't have it delivered, Maggie? Okay, guys, next project. And of course, with me finishing this duet, that means we're getting a new one tomorrow. Yay! That's always fun. All right. So yesterday I was working on the face a little bit. And I want to go ahead and define the nose a little bit. Yeah, some people, when they go into Walmart, they're refusing to show their receipt. And the thing about the receipt, you know, like in Sam's and stuff, when you have a bunch of stuff in your cart, they don't go through and match the receipt to every single item. Okay, notice how I'm putting, let me get closer here. Notice how I'm putting the shadowing by the nose to start to get this dimension in here. So I'm adding a little more definition to the face. And when I pull out, you'll see it really makes a difference. Then I'm going to take a light pink. I think what happened with Walmart and a lot of the stores, they jumped on this technology of the self-checkout, and they totally underestimated the amount of theft that would take place because of the economy. And then what really ticks me off is that Walmart and other retailers are saying that if the theft doesn't go down, they're going to raise prices. And so they raise prices, and then because people can't afford that, they steal more. Kathy, yes, you said enjoyed watching me color the quilling page. Sometimes I feel like coloring something different. I believe you said you're putting together a quilling coloring book. Yes, ma'am. And I'm reading in areas, I'm not 100% sure. I think it was San Francisco, but major retailers are pulling, yeah, we pay more because others steal. We pay more, I'm sorry, some of the major retailers are closing their stores in some of the areas where they've had the highest theft. So that's really going to put people in a bind. Okay, I'm going to put a little eyeshadow on here. Little bit of green, and you'll see why as I progress with this project. And I want you to see how much better this face looks. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject. Kathy, that's, no. That's why we have chat. Anybody can change the subject at any time. You've been shopping at Aldi and go to Walmart only when I need things I can't get at Aldi. Yeah, I think Aldi's going to self-checkout as well. Okay, let me my camera a little bit. Hold on. Okay, so we've got these flowers here in the hair. So I'm going to put a pink layer in here. Yeah, Kathy, I mean, this is the whole idea of the conversation here. Let me look for something. People can absolutely pop in with whatever during the conversation. Okay, red water-based marker around the center here of these flowers. And of course, Kathy, you know I'm going to be delighted about talking about a new book that I'm putting out, right? What surprises me about the other stores that are moving towards self-checkout is that they see all this stuff going on and yet they still embrace it. When I first read that Walmart was going towards self-checkout, I thought, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding. What idiot made that decision? And that was way back. Okay. Now, we've got some flowers here on this tree by the window. So I'm going to make those the exact same color of the flowers that are in the bride's hair. So yeah, now that I've eased you into coloring a quilling page, yes, I am definitely doing a book. Okay, so flowers in the window, same red centers, because you want that contrast. Check it out. They're supposed to be mask mandated again by November. And shut down in February. So masks from November to February. I was wondering what was going to happen this season. Yeah, and then you get the idiots that go out there with their masks and they'll cover their mouth but not their nose. Duh. Oh, guys, look how pretty this is. Let me pull out. Check it out. Our COVID in Michigan is going up. They found a new strain of COVID in deers. Linda, what do you mean about a shutdown in February? What does that mean? Masks in November and shutdown in February. I'm misunderstanding something. Okay. I need to work up some of these leaves. I'm going to do them in pencil. Oh, Linda, your daughter knows some doctors and nurses in the decision-making departments. Gotcha. But what do you mean about a shutdown? What does that mean? I'm not understanding something about that term. Okay, let's get this going here. Like when COVID got so bad, companies closed. Oh, I gotcha. And that's interesting because a lot of companies who said that people could work remotely are now forcing them back into the office. So does that mean now that they're going to force them out again? Okay. I need to ink this. And what's that going to do to restaurants? Some people, the last round, when companies were allowing remote work, they sold their cars or they moved to another city or state. And then some of the companies who had promised that there wouldn't be a recall back into the office changed their minds and told them they had to come back in. Okay, I'm going to work on this left wall a little bit. Guys, what are you coloring while I'm doing this? Linda, you're working on a mouse from volume 2? I love that volume. And of course, Maggie went nuts over it because she loves mice. Okay, now remember, I did this on the top. Kathy's working on Awesome Autumn Jubilee. Sandy, you're working on the prompt journal. I love that book that I did. All right, let me slide up here where I drew in the extra leaves, and this is where we take our eraser and erase those extra lines that we drew. There's what Kathy's doing. She's coloring, and there's her coloring buddy, Max. These are the two pictures she just sent me. Too cute. Hi, Max. Did he notice? Did Max's ears even twitch? Maggie, you're working on a Corinne Berry picture. Okay. I have not heard of Corinne Berry. Now I just need to darken my lines just a little bit here just to match the weight of the originals. There we go. Kathy, he's looking for the voice. Max. How pretty is that? Okay, and then on this tree, we'll go ahead and add a little bit of our tree line. Which I think looks a lot better. What's the Maggie? Okay, so we've got that tree detailed in. He put his nose to the phone. Max? Oh, Corinne's Grayscale Coloring Group. Gotcha. Okay, so we've got a window here and a frame. So I'm going to add some wood lines along the bottom here. Now, as you know, I'm all about adding detail to this stuff. So let me pop up here now. And I'm going to start on the grayscale, or not grayscale. I've got that on the mind now listening to you guys. Stained glass windows. Okay, so let's pop in a couple more blue areas here. And we'll pop in some light blue. And back blend over the previous blue. Check it out. And this is where you can take a little bit of your Payne's Gray along the edge of that window. I don't know about you, but that's looking awfully pretty. All right, let's pop in another blue. I'm going to go with a different blue this time. And we'll go ahead and get working on City and Girl Korean book also. Okay. We'll put in a little gray here. All right, let's pop in with an orange. Oh, you think that I colored the one you're doing? Sandy, shoot me a picture real quick and send it in a text message. Okay, so there's my orange. And then I'm going to pop in with the yellow. Now I want you to notice that that orange in this case is not blended. There's a definite line there. All right, Maggie, thank you. And I'll go ahead and back blend this. Okay, Sandy, I just got your message. Let me take a quick look here. Yes, I did do that one. The one with the peaches. Okay, guys, I need to wrap up. Let me just blend this a little bit more. And we'll be in good shape. All right, let me pull out here. I think we've done good tonight. Got the flip through of my newest book out of the way. Which is the Birds of a Feather Jubilee. Linda, I think you're going to love your book. We finished our quilling page. And I showed you how to enhance the shadows. And then we worked on Find Color, which is our young lady, I should call that a tree spirit, right? Not too much more to do on this, but you know, we'll take our time. Okay, guys, calling it an evening. This is ILene Vick for Teaching About Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Love on each other, that's what we're known for. I'll see you tomorrow night. Same time, same place. And we'll see what else kind of trouble we can get into. Okay, guys, take care. Have a great rest of the evening. Bye.